Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Chosenarchitect. Today we're jumping back into some more All the Mods 7 to the Sky. Now today there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover a little bit more integrated dynamics. We're going to talk about auto-crafting, and I also want to get set up with a few things. One, slime. We're going to talk a little bit about alchemistry, believe it or not. And we are going to get the sieving more automated today. At least that's the goal. Now, some of you may be wondering, what's the best way to go about getting slime? Well, alchemistry probably is the best way in this pack to actually get slime, believe it or not. Now, these magma blocks, I'm going to show you real quick how I'm going to go about doing this. What I need to do is I need to fill this, which means I need to turn this off. The best way to turn this off is just to remove this card from here, and then this will start to fill up with lava. I'm going to need 2 buckets of lava. So bucket, I just have a bucket right here. So when this fills with lava, at least a bucket's worth, I need to take this and turn it into some magma blocks. We can do that inside of our drying basin. Now, alchemistry may seem a little bit daunting at first. It's definitely something that may look a little bit confusing and a little bit out of place, but I can promise you it does have some early game benefits to getting into. So right over here, I know this is all becoming like a cluster of items, but we're going to have a dissolver and a combiner. Now, the dissolver, I don't think requires power, but this does require power. The dissolver looks like it requires power as well, just doesn't show on the outside. Okay, so we can stack these on top of each other. Interesting thing about this, the dissolver turns things into items, whereas the combiner will combine items. You can see there's a bunch of stuff going on here. What I want to do is make slime. Now, inside the recipes, if we search for slime, it's actually quite easy to get this set up. All we have to do is combine protein and sucrose. And now you can get protein from just about any like food, like main food source. So we have steak and we have fish and all kinds of stuff, rotten flesh. Things like that, even it looks like cobwebs, eggs, raw versions of stuff, and even leather, right? So let's actually grab some leather. Now, if you passed your chemistry class in high school, you should know that sucrose means sugar. So we can also take this and break it down into sucrose. So there's our sucrose, and then our leather is going to break down into the protein right there. So 3 proteins, and just like I said before, with the combiner, we combine the 2 together and we should be able to get ourselves some slime. Now I think it requires 2 and 2, yeah, to make this. So I am going to need more sugar for this. So put that 2 together, those 2 are going to combine, and we have ourselves a slime ball. Now this is going to be really nice because we do need slime balls for certain things. Now, I did say we were going to talk about auto-crafting, and I would actually like to get some of this stuff set up and auto-crafted from within this mod. So to do that, we need a crafting interface. So I'm going to go ahead and make a crafting interface. And we also need a portable logic programmer. Now, you don't have to have the portable, but it is a lot easier than just placing down a logic programmer. You can just keep this in your inventory. And this is where things can get kind of confusing, but I promise this is going to be really easy to understand. So all I need is some crafting tables. Let's go ahead and see, can we make, I'm going to go ahead and place down 2, place 1 here and 1 right here. Perfect. So the only other thing we need is the cabling. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I have some cables. Perfect, there's some cables. And right here is one of our interfaces. I'm going to go ahead and place that on the side of this crafting table and then link it in just like this. Now this has an inventory very similar to like refined storage. Now this is going to require variable cards. Let's talk about those. It's actually really simple to set up. So first things first, let's go ahead and get 2 things crafted that I know I'm going to need all the time. And that, if we go to recipes here, we can actually just use JEI to put this in. That is the input cards here. This one requires a piston. So let's go ahead and set up a crafting recipe for a piston. And we put the variable card in here, and that is going to link it to this saying, hey, this is a crafting recipe for pistons. Let's go ahead and toss it in here. Just like that, you can see there's a check mark, meaning it is working. And now if I look up piston, you can see where it says craft. I have the ability to craft them. At the moment, there's not any in here. I can say, let's go ahead and craft 4 of them. And it's going to tell me, hey, I'm missing all these required items first. So that's understandable, right? Let's see if we can just make 1. Now we have all the items, and I can go ahead and craft, and look, it instantly crafted it. Now it also does like sequential crafting. So for example, if I needed oak planks, I can go ahead and say, hey, can I get some planks of any kind? So I can open this up, go to recipes, and go to planks, and I can go ahead and say, hey, let's just do oak planks for right now. Search the recipe for logs, this one right here, and then just put this in, and bam, this is ready to go. And I have another auto crafting recipe. That's how simple auto crafting is for this. And it's crazy, we already have the ability to do this. So for example, if I go ahead and I go, hey, we need like 3 of these, it's going to show you that this is a step in crafting that it's going to have to do. And it's also missing some redstone, but you can see right here that it is going to go ahead and solve that problem of crafting some planks when we need them. Now that I have the patterns all set up in here, and as you can see, you can hold shift to see all of them. I have my variable cards basically automated, or I have not variable cards, sorry. I have the crafting recipe for the interface set up. And now this interface can do more than just crafting into a crafting grid. It can also send items into a like a buffer storage, and then you can have processes actually happen with this as well. So it's just like refined storage or anything else that you're going to use. It's just this, I don't know, I feel like this still has way more functionality in some cases. So let's go ahead and craft one of these. All you gotta do is say, I want 1, next, craft, and bam, it's already crafted it. Like, it's that fast. It is so fast to do this. And then I'll go ahead and place another cable, and this is going to give me 9 more slots to do autocraft stuff with. So pretty handy in this case. Now, about to set up soul sand production, and this is what we're going to need to get quartz, and I really need quartz for today's episode. Actually, I've been in dire need of quartz. It's what really unlocks a lot of things in this pack, and that's because most mods sort of centralize themselves around the nether and the collection of quartz. So you'd have to go into the nether, and even vanilla does this with redstone. Redstone's sort of gated behind going to the nether. So what I'm going to need is a sink, because I need to get water into some barrels, and this sink right here is going to allow me to do that. Let me go ahead and get some water. I have the infinite water source right there. Also, I need to get the wireless terminal for this, because I can actually walk around if I have the wireless. So I'm going to go ahead and make the sink. This is an unlimited water source in most packs, and it comes from cooking for blockheads, which is a really nice thing. Now, I think I'm going to use integrated dynamics for the piping for this. I really feel like this is going to be the best and most compact solution. So I am going to need some fluid pipes from integrated. So basically I'm going to be using item interfaces for this. And I'm also going to be using the importers and exporters, but I'm also going to be utilizing the fluid function of this as well. So now for this, I am going to need these mycelium spores, and these mycelium spores are what's going to allow this dirt to convert our barrels here into, or turn the water into witch water, which is going to come from our sink. So all I have to do is place down a spore right here, and this should spread. Now I am going to place my barrels like this, and I'm going to try my best to set up a situation where I have a chest here, and then we're going to have our water source probably right here. Should work just fine. And so on the interface, I'm going to place a fluid interface directly on top. And then what I'm going to have is 4 fluid extractors that are going to be pulling from this and filling these with water. Now I also need item importers that are going to be connected to this chest, and I'm going to show you how this is going to work. So this is going to be hooked up here, and then there's going to be cables that are going to be ran, but the item exporters are going to be working with this and exporting out of this chest into here. Oh, this actually needs to be, this is the other item interface. I forgot I needed my cable anchor thing, but that's going to go here. So the exporters are going to be connected to this. So just like this, these can thankfully all go in one space. And once I have the cable hooked to them, we'll be able to see more information about this. And same for this one. And then on the outside is where I need to get the item exporter, or the importers, which are going to send the items into this chest. I hope this isn't too confusing. The other cablings options are honestly going to be even more confusing. So I'm going to set one here, 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 and here. That should work just fine. Now I got to go get my cables. All right, so let's get this hooked in. So this is going to reach up. Now the top is going to be kind of full because it's going to be carrying these cables here. Not a great way to really hook all this up other than this particular way that I'm showing here. There we go. Unless I kind of had this laid out on its side, then it'd be a little bit different. Yeah, all of these are going to be hooked up just like this, right? It looks like a cable mess, but believe me, it's going to work out, I think. So right here, let's go ahead and get our fluid part set up first. Now notice these have channels. So we have this one on channel 0, which is fine. We need to have all of these set to just export fluids. You can see that's already exporting the fluids. This one's going to do the fluids as well. This one and this one. Perfect. So all of those are converting into witch water, which will probably work really quick once all of the mycelial dirt is filled in on the bottom. Now for the next part, we're going to be looking at this. This is channel 0, and then you're going to notice this is also going to say channel 0. Let's set this to channel 1 on the interface, and then we're going to make sure these all link to channel 1 right here. This is energy channel. Am I able to configure? Should be able to configure the channel specifically. So yes, this right here will be set to channel 1. Make sure to save. And then inside this, you have to click this plus and then set this to channel 1. And that will make sure that this is being routed to specifically channel 1, which should make sure that it only goes into this chest on this one. The other ones are going to be fine. We won't have to mess with those. And I'm hoping all of this works. This is all based on my prior knowledge, so this should work. Okay. So next up is all of these are basically, I just have to, and on every single one of these exporters and importers, I just need to put a variable card in the export all items section. Hey, look at that. I just got an achievement for omni item importing. Very nice. We're getting really in depth here with our logistic cables. I guess I can make this even more compact by placing the chest here and then placing the item interface here. Yeah, that should work. And we can still open the chest. Yeah. And if not, I could have placed a barrel here. So yeah, this should work. Channel 1. Okay, now the moment of truth. I need to get sand placed into this chest. So here we go. Moment of truth. Turning all this sand into soul sand. If it works. And I believe it did. And there we go. We have the soul sand ready. Now, as soon as this 100% converts into witch water, it should place the dirt, and it's going to happen instantly. Place the sand in it, and there we go. We have 8 soul sand. It happens so fast, you don't even see the process go on inside of the barrel. But it is working. Witch water, bam, converts, and there we have soul sand. Now we need to get to sieving. You know what? I probably could just let this sieve for me. That would work. And there we go. Look at that, already got a bunch of quartz. 6 quartz from that. I love that for completing that quest, it gave me a single fluid pipe from pipes. We're too advanced for that. So it's the moment of truth. We're going to get into functional storage, like actual functional storage. This is going to be nice. Okay. So lots and lots of drawers. I'm going to need a drawer controller. And right here we have our regular drawers, right? So I can make a few of these right now. I'm probably going to use the large size because they do store more than splitting everything up and divided by 4. And I wanted to test a few things out. This right here is a linking tool, and this is how you actually link the drawers together. So if I have some drawers laid out here, and let's just say I have my drawer controller here and they're separated. Does this work? I think it is. Only one way to test out. If I put apples in here and that says 10 right there, and I click this, that's 21. So it does not have to actually be connected in order for it to work. That really changes the way this works. And what this does is it eliminates what regular storage drawers had, which it eliminates the trim that you would use to connect everything to the controller. So I'm trying to figure out like how to move all this stuff around, and I think this is going to work right here. All I got to do is get some power back here. Let's see, get power connected to these two things. That will start producing. Put the upgrades back in, and then put the mesh in, and then I need to get this linked to the drawers. So with that linked, hopefully, yes, this will let me select it. And it lets me select it from a distance. That is so cool. That's gonna work. That's gonna more than work. And just like that, I've got some extra storage, and this process is automated. This is just gravel automation right here, and storage automation. Notice it's a little bit darker on the colors. I think there might be a forge config that I can change to maybe allow experimental lighting to sort of fix this darkness, but yeah. This is cool. The functional storage is, wow. It's blowing my mind. It is definitely blowing my mind. I was not expecting to be able to have the controller separated from the actual drawers. That is cool. Oh my goodness, this wandering trader has something amazing for sale. I just don't know. I totally have enough emeralds. Oh my goodness, I need a diamond sword, and we are about to trade for a capturing an enchant. This right here has sharpness 5, mending, looting, unbreaking, and capturing 3, which has a chance of dropping a mob spawn egg. Thank you so much, Wandering Trader. Also, I will buy the skeleton skulls off of you as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Your offers are very welcome today. I think I'll spare his life. So I have now used up just about all of my iron to get this setup going. You may be wondering, what am I doing? I need to basically set up dust sieving. Dust sieving is going to give us those other items that we absolutely need, like redstone for getting things done. And this is really going to help with that. And we don't really have to worry about sieving sand, because sand doesn't really get us anything that is super necessary. So what do we need to do? Well, I guess I need the same sort of setup here. I'm going to need another cobblestone tier 1, and then it's going to be how we set this up and then get the sieving working to go into this same storage controller. Hopefully I can get that to work. So because this has some very interesting mechanics with the way that these sieves drop, this actually has to drop the items below. I was thinking, I guess I could just go ahead and use an item interface here and connect it like this. Get this connected in and make sure this has a variable card in it to pull the items out of this chest, and have the sieve here set up like so. And this is going to be sieving the dust. Now, I've got to get this hammer into a position that works a little bit better. Let's see. I mean, it can be, we could have this run along and potentially face this direction. So like I can have it set like that. That's not our first one, but that's one of them. And maybe run along a line. This is where things get challenging. I mean, now that I have this figured out, it's actually not too bad. I know later on we could probably get away with utilizing a different solution for this, totally a different setup, where these are probably more independent into a network like this. And then we can just send what is needed into these sieves from a controller or something. Yeah, for right now, this should work. I need to power this, so it's not going to be the prettiest solution, but there we go. And I put that in there. And technically, we should now get redstone and stuff filling into the sides here shortly, as soon as this does some work. So that is there. Oh, that's right. I need to get my my card into this. Yeah, and just like that, you see these items here. They're about to be moved. Yep, and they show up right here. And now with this setup, all we have to do is just kind of kick back, relax, and let our resources generate for a little while. And while we're doing this, we can spend more time on things like getting more power set up and our future endeavors, like adventuring into the nether. Now, one thing I still need to do is just put a single double upgrade on here, which is going to double the rate at which everything is going. And we should be good. This should be running flawlessly now. Fantastic. My goodness, guys, if this video did not satisfy your automation bug and your logistics bug and your problem solving bug, then my goodness, I don't know what will. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something new, especially with that auto crafting with integrated dynamics. I know that that's probably something that's just not covered very much. I hope you learned something. If you did, click that subscribe button down below. However, today I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And that, my friends, is going to be a huge thank you going to Frodo T. Baggins. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member, and not just any tier member, a diamond tier member, going above and beyond to support this channel. Thank you so much for your amazing support. And of course, guys, if you're interested in joining the Discord, all you got to do is go to discord.gg/Chosenarchitect and join the amazing community there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this content. I'll see you in the next episode if you did. And as always, thanks for watching.